Level 80, in the name of the light. The manager of suites is looking a little anxious. Make sure my mic's in the right position. Ah, Mistress Lizathi, will you be venturing forth today? Do be sure to take care of so. Though they say the star shower was harmless, one can never be too careful. But I concede it is not for me to tell the warrior of darkness how to look after herself. Old habits, you understand? Ah, Zilly, how very opportune. Greetings, my friend. Do you perchance have a moment to spare? The librarian, right? Wonderful, wonderful. Wanted to thank you, you see, for revealing to us the truth of the Warriors of Light. After all these years, your tale set the record straight. Finally, the people see them as the great heroes they were. Or the great hero he is in the case of Ardbert. You too were surprised to see him, I think. Yeah. At the time, I was not certain what to make of it all, but I could see the effect his words had on those around me, and then the stars rained down from the sky, and, well, you know the rest. When the commotion died down, you were nowhere to be seen, but I was determined to express my gratitude, and so here I am. Thank you, Zilly, for giving voice to the truth and restoring the Warriors of Light to their rightful place in history. Should you perhaps wish to have your account of these matters committed to writing, I would be more than willing to serve as your scribe. Indeed, if there is anything I can do to help, anything at all, you need only say the word. What can you tell me about the Warriors of Light? Very well, tell me when the situation is like in the city. Situation in the city, do you mean the people's awakening as Warriors of Light? Well, while questions remain about the circumstances surrounding Ardbert's return, history tells us that what took place may not be entirely unprecedented. But to understand that requires an understanding of Warriors of Light in a broader frantic context. If it please you, I should be glad to provide an overview. I flatter myself that it may grant you a better grasp of that which is occurring not only in the Crystarium, but the world at large. Excellent, I shall return to the cabinet at once and look up the relevant text. Pray join me at your earliest convenience. No rest for the righteous, it would seem. Do not let me keep you, miss. I bid you a pleasant day. My only question is, how do you get Ardbert's body? Or is that part of, like, their creation magic? Because we know they can take over, like, people's bodies, whether they're living or not. But Ardbert was, like, turned to a spirit, like, 100 years ago. Did they just keep his body intact? Maybe they answered it and I just wasn't paying enough attention. Don't recall. What do you have to say more on? Ah, Zilly, excellent timing. I have but this moment finished gathering the materials for our lesson. As a great many works reference to the Warriors of Light, I shall, with your permission, focus only upon the details that seem most relevant. The Warriors of Light, you say? Forgive us, but we couldn't help overhearing. We've been out keeping watch over the Crystarium, but it appears to be business as usual. So I thought I'd spend some time brushing up my knowledge of familiars, and Alphinaud volunteered to help. I actually came on a different errand, but I'd be interested in hearing about the Warriors of Light as well. May I join you? Story time. Of course, the more the merrier. If you would care to find a table below, I shall be down with the books in a moment. Were one to pore over the annals of Rantic history, one would note the comparatively frequent recurrence of individuals hailed as warriors of light. Ardbert and his comrades require no introduction, but many others bore the epithet long before them. To name but a few, there was Tolth the Will, legendary first king of Lakeland, Rodfert and Solord, the fabled Drawn and Galgant duo of Obert. And no list of Rantic heroes would be complete without the Archmage Tuuna of Ronka. In older texts, she too was called a warrior of light. It did surprise me how ready people were to forget the negative associations of the title, but it makes sense if it's been around for centuries. Verily, in ages past, it was simply a synonym for hero. In the wake of the flood, however, light came to be regarded with fear, the title used not to exalt, but to revile. A far cry from its beginnings. This, my friends, is Norvrant's oldest epic, the original tale of the struggle between good and evil. In a time when all lay shrouded in darkness, a prophesied hero rose to deliver the world from its doom. Fighting in the name of the light, the hero styled himself its foot soldier. Thus did he come to be known as the Warrior of Light. Like the first Final Fantasy. Curiously, in the centuries that followed, other heroes appeared who claimed the self-same epithet, despite sharing no discernible connection with their predecessors. And in time, Warrior of Light came to be a name accorded to all men and women of uncommon skill and valor. Well, well, the plot thickens. As you know, the title of Warrior of Light is also used in the source. Though the manners in which individuals have earned it are many and varied, heroes have been honored thus since antiquity. Nor does the custom show any sign of dying out, as you can well attest. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? It surely can't be a coincidence. Indeed not. Let us imagine a man who has awakened to the echo and is able to hear Heidelin's voice. As she styles him, so too does he style himself, a warrior of light. Of course, being blessed with the echo does not in itself make one a hero, and conversely, there will have been no few heroes who were not blessed with it. But such distinctions are immaterial to the masses, and over time they came to use the title Warrior of Light and word hero interchangeably. Sounds about right. It would be interesting to see if the theory holds true in other worlds, if crossing the rift were that easy. Heidelin did call me the Warrior of Light. What's in a name? It doesn't change anything. And there I was thinking I was special. She did. I've never heard her voice myself. I can feel her presence, perhaps through Menphilia. At any rate, assuming all of this is true and there's a common thread behind the epithet, I doubt the Asians will have been amused. To have the world at large associate light and by extension Heidelin with good must have added insult to injury. Ahem, while this discussion is undeniably fascinating, I wonder, should I privy to it? Mayhap it would be better if I excused myself. Oh, no need for that, my friend. Pray accept our apologies. Your lesson on the Warriors of Light has given us much to ponder. Ooh, did someone say Warriors of Light? Ooh-ah. Ricky Tio, are you alright? Ah, my precious tomes, did I not say you must take care in the cabinet? You too, Arkle, Irwell. We're sorry, Master Morin. Aren't you? The Warrior of Darkness. My name's Ricky Tio, and I want to help everyone. Please, tell me what I have to do to be a hero, to be a warrior of light. I guess you just wake up one day on a boat. So I want to be the warrior of light, but not one that fights with a sword and all that. I want to be the kind that fights with potions and heals people, and an apothecary. I'm going to help everyone in the Crystarium, no, in all of Norvrant. When I told Arkle and Orwell this, they said the cabinet should have lots of tomes about potions. This place is so big and we don't have the faintest idea where to begin searching. At this rate, I'm not going to get anywhere. If I knew where to look, one should indeed be able to find treatises on potions here. Even so, I fear they may prove a little difficult for one so young, but Esteemed Warrior of Darkness, perhaps you might accompany young Ricky Tio to Spagarix. Rather than through tomes, I believe she stands to learn more by observing the chirurgeons at their work. Sounds like a plan. It seems we finished here, so we'll come with you. Last one to Spagarix is a rotten egg. I'll go, but only for a little while. I have time for this. I'll have you know I'm really fast. You're going to be the rotten egg. It's the warrior of rotten eggs, excuse you. Wow, let me... Well now, to what do I owe the pleasure of so many bright-eyed visitors? Is that the way of it, sweetie? You wish to learn about medicine? That's right, I want to become a warrior of light who uses potions to help people all over the world. Well, that is a very noble endeavor, and you aren't alone in it. No few at our infirmary yearn to venture forth as warriors of light. Ultimately, they have all decided not to pursue that dream. Huh? Why? Because the people here need them too, sweetie. The guards who place themselves in harm's way to keep us safe, the artisans who toil tirelessly that we might sustain our way of life, and younglings like you who are future of the Crystarium. Couldn't simply abandon them, you see, and so difficult though it was, they made the decision to remain. Then does this mean my dream isn't any good? Oh, sweetie, yours is a wonderful dream, and it would be my pleasure to help you pursue it. If we all work hard, the day will come when our chirurgeons may set forth to aid folk in every corner of the realm. As we strive towards that day, I hope we can rely upon you as well, though I must warn you, ours is not an easy path. No, you must work very, very hard. I'm not afraid of hard work. I'll become the best apothecary ever. Just you watch. Yeah, that's the spirit. Without further ado, then, may I entrust you with a task. I placed an order at Sweet Sieve for a potion ingredient, and I would like you to go and collect it. Ooh, an ingredient. Leave it to me, miss. My, such an abundance of energy, though I can't help wonder if she'll be all right by herself. My apologies, but would you mind accompanying her? When you arrive at Sweet Eve, speak with a woman named Gracine. She will point you in the right direction. I shall join you as the one who suggested this course to Ricky Tio. I would assist her in her first steps. And what about the two of you? Are you coming along too? Well, we do want to become warriors of light, just not the same kind as Ricky. So we'll wait for you here, warrior of darkness. When you return, please teach us how to fight. In that case, Breen and I shall keep them company and take the opportunity to ask about their aspirations. Guess what's the quickest way to get there? Guess just running, huh? Or is it upstairs? I know, it's so hard to tell your way around this place sometimes. It isn't the warrior of darkness herself. May I assume you are with Master Alphinaud? Right, lest you wonder, Chessamile's order is for grapes. Busy as we have been of late, however, I regret to say we didn't have the time to harvest them. So, it was with apologies that I asked Master Alphinaud and his young companion to help themselves to the fruits on the vines. Perhaps you could lend them a hand? It's the undersized grapes you'll want to pick. They're too small for normal consumption, but suitable for making wine and medicine. Oh, you're here too? We're picking little grapes. It's quite fun. Wow, you've picked this many already? Amazing. I mean, I am a hero. I dare say we have enough between us. Shall we take them back to Chessamile? Hey, I can't wait to see what she's going to do with them. Tell me, Ricky, what made you want to become an apothecary and warrior of light? Why, well, a while ago I fell sick, really sick. My body was burning up and I felt so weak I couldn't even get out of bed. Then a traveling apothecary came and gave me a potion to drink. It was the foulest thing I'd ever tasted, but it made me get better. She was so brave, the apothecary, I mean. She went around taking care of people even when it was dangerous, and I decided I wanted to help people just like her. So I started brewing potions out of grass and giving them to my friends, but I didn't really know what I was doing, or if there was anything else I could do. Then not long ago, a neighbor told me he was going to become a warrior of light and go traveling the world helping people. And I thought, that's the same as what I want to do. I see, out of curiosity, what did your neighbor do in the end? Taylor? I haven't seen them for a bit, so he must already be out there looking for people to help. Oh, that's one of the guys from previously. Taylor, one of the guards awakened by the star shower. Thank you for sharing your tale with us, Riccatio. I myself took inspiration from one not unlike your traveling apothecary, and I hope her good example will spur you on to realize your dreams. But it will not be done in a day. Such lofty goals are reached through hard work and persistence, through countless little acts of heroism, like delivering the grapes to Chessamile. It would seem I've been laboring under a misapprehension. I convinced myself that it was Elidibus who had sowed the desire to become warriors of light within the hearts of the people. But I see now that the impulse to aid their fellow man abided within them from the first. Elidibus did no more than give it a name. And as he so kindly proclaimed, we must return to our own world ere long. With the Exarch laboring tirelessly, I doubt not that a way will be found. Not talk. Yet I believe I speak for us all when I say I cannot leave in good conscience, not until we have dealt with Elidibus. This is no longer a strange and distant land, after all. Norvrant has become as a home to us, and her people are our own. Let us return to Spagarix. It wouldn't do to keep your admirers waiting. Right. My thanks for your kind help, sweetie. We now have all the ingredients we require. From the grapes we shall make a vinegar to which we will add elf grass and a few other herbs to produce an invigorating syrup. Though it's unspeakably sour, it does wonders for the constitution. As part of her studies, I may just have to give Rikitillo a little taste, hee. The name of the light, level 80, complete. Level 80, Heroic Dreams. Erwile regards you expectantly. Warrior of Darkness, if you've finished helping Ricky, won't you show us some fighting? Not play fighting, but honest to God's fighting. We already have some enemies that you can deal with. Vampire bats. The guards say they've become a pest around the Crystarium of late. We tried to sneak outside to hunt them, but the guards caught us and sent us home. But they shouldn't mind if you were doing the fighting and we were just watching. The children told us as much while you were away, and in preparation, Jessamile kindly furnished us with some lures for the bats. While the creatures won't give you any sport, bear in mind that the younglings will be watching. That's to say, put on a good show, yes? Right, let's head outside at once. Everyone follow me. Alize, wait just a... Come on then, children. Desolation. Everyone's here. Good. Let's get started, shall we? As their name suggests, vampire bats feed on blood, and originally being nocturnal creatures, they've grown more active with the return of night and become a nuisance. To draw them out, we'll use Chessamile's lures, which work by exploiting their heat-seeking behavior. Bats are wont to nest under the eaves, so if you would like to attract more, you place the lures near buildings. I have here 6 lures, 3 each for you and me, and as proof of a successful kill, I want you to gather up their fangs. Whoever collects the most is the winner. Oh, you're hunting too? Yes, well, there's nothing like friendly competition to bring out the best in Zilly. Anyway, while we hunt the bats, the 2 of you are to stay with Reen. She's really strong too and will keep you safe. Without further ado, then, let the contest begin. Some tough bats. Where's the thing? There it is. Killing bats. I don't know, it was just like, yeah. I don't mind these little quests like this, but it just seems kind of like busy work. All right, that's a bunch of dead bats. Well fought, Zilly. The children were hanging on to your every move. As was I, to be honest, though I know the tally. May I see your fangs for good measure? Apologies for the wait. My fangs, not a bad haul, even if I do say so myself. Five, six, seven fangs from Alizé. Means that victory goes to Alizé. Zilly collected 5. Ah, I did it. I bested Zilly. And another goddamn life. You didn't even try, did you? And there I was taking it seriously. Spare me your pity next time, will you? So, children, you've now seen the Warrior of Darkness in action. What are your impressions? She's incredible, miss. The bats were down before they knew it. Our guards are strong, but the Warrior of Darkness is much, much stronger. We want to be just like her. Good, if you're looking for an example to emulate, you may as well pick the best. I want you to remember how you felt when you watched Zilly and train hard. Keep at it for long enough and you'll be strong too. If you don't mind telling us, when did you decide that you wanted to become Warriors of Light? Well, we were there listening with everyone when Ardbert appeared, but I've wanted to be strong since before I came to the Crystarium. The Sin Eaters killed my father and my sister, see? And I promised myself I'd learn how to protect people one day. The Guardbird said, "This is our home. We're the ones who have to protect it. We're the ones who have to rise up as new warriors of light." What about you, Arkle? Me, to be honest, I'm still not sure what I want to do. But if my friends were in trouble, I know I would want to help them. And I want to go on adventures with them, to see the world together. That's a wonderful goal. You really think so? Hard to explain, but it's something I felt when I saw the star shower the other day. I felt as though there was something I'd lost, and that I had to go out there and find it. Well, for the both of you, there's nothing for it but to train. When we return to the city, I'll teach you some exercises you can do by yourselves. Thanks for showing us your fighting skills, Warrior of Darkness. We'll never forget it. I understand how Arkle feels. The star shower didn't awaken me to Heidelin's voice, but that vision of the final days of Amarat burning filled me with sadness to the very pit of my being. Things I once knew, people I once loved, promises I once made, it felt as though long-forgotten memories were dancing at the edges of my mind, but when I try to focus on them, they simply fade away. An effect of having a fractured soul, I shouldn't doubt, but lest you worry, I'm perfectly happy to remain fractured and have no intention of donning an Ascian mask. I just wish we knew what Elidibus was plotting. Yeah, but look at this pair of incurable brooders. If we're going to stand around lost in thought, we may as well do it back in the city. Rest assured, Reen and I will take the children from here. Their heads will be in the clouds after meeting you, but we'll see to it their feet remain firmly planted on the ground. It's nothing, just a dizzy spell. Seems I tried a little too hard to beat you. I'm fine now, not to worry. I'll see you soon. They're gonna fade away soon if we don't find a way back. As you ponder Alizé's words, you are taken by an urge to revisit the scene of that fateful meeting. Look out. Glad I picked a job with Peloton.
Why am I... Was it you who called me here?
On behalf of the convocation, I bid you welcome to our order. At times you will stand with us, at times you will stand against us, all that you might steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. Wow. For yours is the seat of Elidibus, the emissary, and by this name shall your every action be guided.
So you peered into my memories. No matter. You will have found little of import. But I see you intended to summon me here no more than I intended to come. The fault is mine. Such is the burden of hope.
Give back Ardbert's body. Why must you embroil the people in your plans? What are you plotting?
Come now. My plans are no mystery. That which I do is no different from that which you have done so many times, Warrior of Darkness. I arm myself, I hone my skills, I make ready to vanquish my enemy. You. You who have murdered my brothers, who have taken their selfless labors in service to the one true world and turned them to ash. I see you for what you are. You are death, and only in death shall you serve any purpose.
I am become death.
The Convocation charged me to steer mankind and the very star upon their true course. As Elidibus, it is my duty, and I shall see it done. I will strike you down. Destroy you body and soul. All else must wait. Ere long I will come for you, Warrior of Darkness. And I will save the world. One last matter. I bore witness to your final struggle with MSQ. It seemed as if he saw something familiar in you. As if he mistook you for another.
Lodeus called me his new old friend.
No. I recall not of whom he spoke. Mayhap I never knew you. Or mayhap it is another fragment lost.
Ah, I wasn't aware you already had a guest. If the conversation is constructive, I shall not intrude. But if you seek to stir up trouble, Elidibus, then I must insist you leave at once.
Though you lack her blessing, your soul is surprisingly dense.
Worry not. I seem to be unharmed. This is my own doing. The consequence of my recent exertions. It is the Tower's way of compensating me for the demands I have placed on it. Rest assured, it is no great inconvenience at present. Indeed, I told Beck Lug as much, but they would not be persuaded and sent me away to rest. No need to make a fuss. Strange as it may sound, I consider it something of a badge of honor.
Becoming a crystal person.
One of the brave souls who saw me delivered unto the first once said that the world shall ever have a place for tales of heroism so long as we have need of inspiration in our lives. though he and his fellows had no way of knowing whether their mad scheme would amount to anything. They knew that the attempt alone would inspire hope.
So they hoped.
They hoped.
They hoped for hope. Yeah.
A more optimistic lot one would be hard-pressed to find. They said they would find a means to save our God's forsaken world, just as soon as they had sent me on my way. Said it with such confidence that, for a fleeting moment, I half believed them. Such faith, such courage in the face of unrelenting despair. For a long time, it was more than I could bear to remember them. But having come this far, having sent full many on their way myself, I see things more clearly. To take action is to hope. To believe, to choose to believe, is to take the first step towards a brighter future. And why do I tell you this? Because I want you to indulge me in a little recklessness. Needless to say, I have a plan. And when all is said and done, I will ask yet another favor of you.
You're both here. Oh, thank goodness.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong?
It's Thancred. He's collapsed.
Well, he said during the Eden raids he would be heading back soon, so... The fate seemed determined not to allow us a quiet moment, but come, let us have the details from Reen. Heroic dreams complete. Level 80, fraying threads. Reen's face is a picture of worry. It happened after Alize and I saw the children back at Spagarix. We chanced to meet Thancred there, returning from his mission. He'd been shadowing Elidibus around the realm, only to lose sight of him near the Crystarium. And he was in the middle of telling us where he had been when he just crumpled to the ground. Chirurgeons are looking after him now with Alphinaud standing by, just in case his healing magics are needed. As I couldn't do anything to help, I thought it best to find you, and the guard at the Excedra told me where to look. I see, it could not have been easy leaving Thancred's side. My thanks for bearing word to us. Come, let us hurry to Spagarix. They dragged you here too, did they? My apologies. How do you feel? Embarrassed, but otherwise well enough. I won't be staying overnight. This episode was not the result of any injury I could find. Thancred's ether, however, did show signs of instability, and I did what I could to calm the fluctuations. And all of this happened without warning. Not exactly. You will doubtless recall the time Urianger nearly drowned and I gallantly went to his rescue. When his water-walking charm failed, he was tired, as were you when you got back. We were both spent, yes, on account of which you begged us to rest, which in retrospect may have been a good idea. Fact is, I've been experiencing regular bouts of lightheadedness ever since, but there was no actual fainting until now. As Alphinaud observed, I have no lingering injuries, and it most assuredly isn't old age, which leaves but one likely cause. The link between body and soul has weakened further. Time grows short. We must complete the spirit vessel with all haste. To that end, Zilly, might I trouble you to make a trip to the source? In addition to looking in on our friends' bodies, I would have you consult Kryl about our plan. If she has any concerns, we should at least endeavor to address them prior to proceeding. In the meantime, we should get back to laying bare Elidibus's plot. Thus far, I've learned this much, that in each of the places he has visited, there have been sightings of suspicious black-clad strangers. Moreover, the coming of these shady individuals has invariably coincided with some manner of misfortune, beasts terrorizing settlements, blight ravaging crops, you know, that sort of thing. All of which serves rather conveniently to make Elidibus's call for new heroes reverberate that much more loudly in the hearts of his audience. And you think these black-clad strangers are Ascians? I do, and I fully intend to investigate further, though for that I shall require additional feet on the ground. You can count on mine. Gods know I've been itching to get out there for a while. Urianger too can be prevailed upon to join your efforts. He has already provided copious guidance on the matter of the spirit vessel's construction. It is for Beck, Luke, and I to wrestle with the rest. Well, if you can spare the old boy, we may as well make use of him. I'll go and give him the good news. You'll do no such thing, however heedless you are of your own well-being. If you care at all for Reen's feelings, you'll stay in bed until you're needed. Alphinaud and I will find Urianger. All being well, we will have news to share by the time you return. Safe travels. To the Rising Stones, we'll just teleport. What excellent, I mean awful timing. You see our friends, they've taken a turn for the worse. Kryl's hardly had a moment's rest these past few days. Didn't want everyone to worry, so we've been keeping it quiet. Oh, but listen to me, I call myself a receptionist and I haven't even bothered to ask why you're here. So they think the spirit vessel will be ready soon, and they want to make sure there are no problems at this end. You better talk to Kryl. She's with the others in Dawn's Respite. Let's go see her. Just prepare yourself, all right?
Excuse us. This way.
I would rather you hadn't seen this.
I'm sorry. We have urgent tidings.
Oh, no, I'm not angry with you. On the contrary. I know full well how hard everyone has been searching for a way to return home. And I had hoped to afford you the time you needed. But given our friend's present state, perhaps it was for the best that you came. Stiff and cold, all of them. As if they were made of wax, barely alive at all. And they had been doing so well. Save for occasional signs of etheric instability, they appeared to be in passable health. Then, quite without warning, things took a turn for the worse. A change for which even Master Matoya could offer no explanation.
Star shower.
She could only remind me that the soul is yet an unknown frontier, and that much and more lies beyond our ken. But let's not lose heart just yet. At times like these, it is all the more important that we remain positive. Why? I but this moment succeeded in quelling a fluctuation in Thancred's ether. And while the others have weakened, they have remained relatively stable. I believe I may leave my post for a moment.
Okay.
So come, let me hear your tale outside.
Why no lights? I mean, they're asleep. Like, sorta. Like. What news from the first? I see, work on the spirit vessel proceeds apace, but our friends begin to falter. As they themselves have observed, the link between body and soul has weakened. It's as simple as that. For now, I'm still able to quell the fluctuations in their ether, but it's only a matter of time. We'll lose them if we don't act soon, so if the Exarch is ready to attempt something, let him attempt it. As for the spirit vessel itself, if we seek to draw upon Allegan wisdom, we could do worse than consult an expert in the field. And I think I know just the man. Time being against us, it may be best if I go and solicit his aid in person, even if it does mean leaving my patients. Level 80, fraying threads. Complete.